Hello, everybody out there. Decent clap, so we're on a good start. So for today's video, something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. It's actually going to be a series. I really don't do a lot of like series type videos, but I've had like a general topic floating around in my head, and not really sure that I wanted to put it all in one video because I feel like it probably like 20 or 25 minutes, and I feel like if I split it up into the smaller segments, then it'll be a little bit better, hopefully, fingers crossed. So the actual like little mini series that I wanted to do, and like I said, I will end up doing all these videos and putting them out hopefully in the next couple weeks, slowly, is about just basic, I don't say basic actually, but just better parenting tips. And I didn't really want to talk about stuff that everyone already knows because I think that people have a general idea of how you're supposed to parent. And I'm not saying any of these are going to be end all be all things, but just insightful things that I think you can actually utilize with raising your kids that I think personally will end up helping them grow to be better adults, better humans, better young adults. And some of them will obviously also help you not want to stab yourself in the face or head when your kids get older because they're brats. Might be a good way to put it. It's the appropriate way to put it. Anyway, so that's kind of the idea of the series. Like I said, from there, jumping into the actual portion of this video is like tip number one. So the first one, and these are in no particular order. I chose this one because I think it's kind of interesting, and hopefully it I guess makes you want to watch the rest of them, to be 100% honest, to be very forthcoming. If you guys do enjoy the video, if you could please share it with friends, family, maybe with your spouse, I don't know, something like that. Or yeah, be great. Or maybe not necessarily with your spouse, your partner, your person you have a kid with, baby mama, baby daddy, somebody out there, share the video. Just because at the end of the day, it's kind of the general idea of the Greater Than movement is just trying to help improve 100 million people's lives in different ways. So hopefully this is one of them. So yeah, again, may not change your life, may not change everything with your kid, but just little good helpful tips. I think when you put them all together, I think it's gonna be roughly about 10 that are kind of a little more outside the box. I think it will improve things for you. Okay, anyway, so here we go. So for the first one, I'm a big believer in, at least my mentality, is trying to teach your kid how to be an adult or think about being an adult while they're younger. So this all kind of depends on the maturity level of your child or children and kind of like what you want to do with it. So base that part on your own decision making. But as far as it goes, I think something very, very important is to teach them how to be financially thoughtful, mindful, how to approach finances and saving and spending money. So my overall tip when it comes to this is having your kids do some type of chores. I mean, some people might already have the kids doing chores, some might not, but I would really recommend having the conversation with your kid, your children, whatever it may be, and asking them like if they would want to earn money. And I feel like probably the vast majority of them, if you're not just giving them money for doing nothing, and not just, basically not just giving them an allowance because they get an allowance, but just asking them if they'd like to earn some type of money. And if they say yes, and like I said, the vast majority probably will, is setting up with them a list of chores throughout the week. And it might not have to be every day, and I would not recommend just being like, oh, clean your room and feed the dog once a day. Like, I would recommend making it not like crazy extensive, but somewhat extensive, a little bit more than like what maybe you would consider to be normal, and figure out how much is fair for you to give your kid a week. And for some parents, that might be $10. For some parents, that might be $30. I really don't know. Again, that depends on you and what you and your kids think are fair and what you think makes the most sense after I get through this whole idea and tip. So from there, you have the chores, put it up on a calendar, you have the amount of money they're going to make, and then from there, having the conversation with them like this. And this is where I think it's very, 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 very important, is letting them know that any money that they get, you'll save for them. You'll have it in a piggy bank or an envelope in your room, whatever it may be. And if they are going to go out with you, or if they want to buy something, you will have the money with you, or you will give them the money and you will take them whenever, however, and they can spend it. But really having the conversation with your kids on the importance of saving. Maybe you already have heard them say they want a bigger thing like an iPad or a cell phone, or I don't know, some other thing that they want that's more expensive, and you, or maybe a PlayStation, I don't know, something. And you're explaining to them like, hey, I know you want this item. I'm going to let you spend the money how you want to spend it when you want to spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. But understand that if you want this bigger item, you're going to have to do your chores, work for it, and save up to get the PlayStation or the tablet or whatever it may be, because we're not going to buy it for you. You have to save up for it. We'll save your birthday money, Christmas money, whatever it is, and it'll all go into your savings. And I think what it really does is it teaches kids to, one, work for some money. Two, it gives them the possibility and like living the reality of saving money for something that they really want to get, whether that's a house or a car or whatever they may want to get as an adult. And number three, in practice, some kids will do really good and won't buy anything and will save up for these items, and all you're doing is reinforcing just positive money spending habits and learning how to save and learning to work for what they want, and it all kind of ties together in a positive way. And some kids might find themselves on the other end of the spectrum, where they're the kid who goes in the store and they're like, oh, mom, I want to get this, or dad, I want to get this, and they buy all this small stuff and they don't save any money. And then the day comes where they're like, they go to the store and they're like, crap, I really want to get that thing. And maybe their normal weekly allowance is $10. Or not weekly allowance, I guess, but like their chore money is $10. And the item they want to get is $70. And they've spent, I don't know, they've spent the vast majority of the money that they have, and they have $5 left. And they're like, oh, mom, I want to get that. And maybe once in a while you would be like, oh, I'll get this for you, or whatever it may be, or something along those lines. But you use that opportunity to have a conversation with your kid to be like, hey, you only have $5. You spent it on this and this and this. Some things that you kind of wanted, but now you can't get this $70 whatever. And then explaining to them then, or at the house or wherever you want to do it, where you feel comfortable and it's appropriate, is explaining like, if you want to get that, completely support you getting it. I've supported you and let you get everything you wanted to get. But this is another lesson of, if you want to get it, you're going to have to save up your $10 a week for the next 7 weeks to be able to afford the $70 whatever. And the other positive thing that you can do is reinforce when you go to buy stuff in the future, Billy, Susie, whatever their name is, think about like, do I really want this because I want it for right now and then I'm never going to use it again or play with it again? Or do I want to think about maybe saving it up for something that I really do want and I'm going to appreciate and want to hold on to because I had to work a lot harder for it? And just reinforcing, thinking through their purchasing process. And again, I really think that this like gives your kid, child, whatever, however old they are when you make this decision, I think it makes them feel empowered. It helps them start thinking about finances, earning money, saving money, really thinking about what they're buying, and just making more conscientious choices versus just giving them money. Or the alternative is when they get into high school and they get a job, or after high school and they get a job, and they just start spending out money on a bunch of random crap, or they do that into their adulthood, which I've met a lot of adults, no offense to any of them, who buy a bunch of random crap they don't need all the time, and they never have money when I'm like, hey, do you want to go on a trip somewhere? No, I can't do it, I can't afford it. Or, like, that's one example of something that, like, I've said to them. Or, hey, do you want to go out to dinner? We're going to go to this nice restaurant. Oh, no, like, we can't, I gotta wait, And you know it comes back to their finances because they have all this other random crap that they don't need because they haven't had to learn about saving, how to spend their money on bigger stuff, and just making smarter like financial decisions. And I know it's a weird thing to think about as a kid, but again, it also gives them more responsibility and they're learning a sense of all these different things. So that is my first tip. Hopefully it's helpful. If you guys have any questions about this topic or any other topic, please let me know. You can find me on the greater than. You can find me at the Greater Than Movement on all the social media channels. You can put it in the comments, whatever you want to do, reach out. If you have any suggestions for these tips or any other things that you've tried with your kids or done that you feel like are different, that have improved your relationship with your kids, how your kids have grown up, or just how you've raised them, I would greatly appreciate the insight, because I'd love to read more stuff than what I've already thought of in my own brain and what I've seen around me that's worked. And more insight, more helpful tips are going to be helpful for other people. So, I mean, if you give me some good stuff, I will put it back out in the universe, give you a little shout out if you want. and talk about that as well and expand on it so that there's more knowledge out there to help more parents raise their kids better, have better young adults, and ultimately better adults in this world that are thinking more clearly, thinking better, and just making smarter decisions in general with how they conduct themselves. So again, hopefully it's helpful. I'm gonna put out another few more of these videos, handful of these videos over the next coming weeks, maybe months, who knows. I don't know how long it'll take me to do them all, but we'll see. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, please share if you think it's helpful for you, somebody else. Maybe it's just helpful for your significant other, so you guys can talk about something maybe you could try on your kid or kids. So as always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.